Have you ever wondered, what if there were hidden books of the Bible, texts that were once read by the ancients but then cast aside, buried, and forgotten? Books that dared to reveal mysteries about angels, demons, and the Great Flood. What if I told you that such a book exists, and that it tells of heavenly beings who abandoned their place in the skies, chose lust over obedience, and brought destruction upon the earth? This is not fantasy. This is the story of the Book of Enoch. And I will be your guide into this forbidden tale. But be warned, once you step in, you may never see the Bible the same way again. I still remember the first time I came across the Book of Enoch. At first, I thought it was a mere apocryphal legend, an extra story not worth much attention. But the deeper I read, the more I realized this book was no ordinary writing. It spoke with authority. It revealed names, places, and events that connected directly with Genesis, with Jude, and even hinted at prophecies echoed in Revelation. Enoch, the man who walked with God and was no more because God took him. In the Bible, his life seems but a fleeting verse, a passing mention. But here, in this ancient text, Enoch becomes the central witness to one of heaven's darkest chapters. And what is this chapter? It is the story of the Watchers, angels sent to guard humanity who instead fell into corruption. In those days, the earth was young and humanity multiplied. The daughters of men were fair, and their beauty stirred a dangerous longing. I imagine myself standing on a high mountain, gazing at the heavens, and I can almost hear the whisper of wings above me. The Watchers, holy beings of light, descended, their eyes fixed not on the glory of God, but on the allure of mortal flesh. Their leader was Samjaza. He was mighty, clothed with authority, a commander of many. Yet even the great can stumble. Samjaza's heart trembled with forbidden desire. He looked upon the daughters of men and longed for them. But fear held him back, the fear of eternal shame, the fear of standing alone in rebellion. So he spoke to his brethren, 200 in all, upon the mountain called Hermon. He said, "Come, let us make a covenant together and bind ourselves with an oath, for we all desire the same thing, the daughters of men. If we do this together, the blame will not fall upon one alone." And they agreed. All 200 lifted their voices, swearing a fearful oath. Their names were written in heaven no more, and the place where they swore was cursed, Mount Hermon, a mountain of oath and rebellion. I can almost see it, their radiant forms dimming as they stepped into the world of men, disguising themselves, mingling among mortals. They took wives, one after another, and the women bore children. But these were no ordinary children. They were giants, Nephilim. Imagine men of colossal stature, towering above ordinary people, their strength unmatched, their appetites insatiable. They devoured all that humans produced, and when food was scarce, they turned on humanity itself. Blood stained the earth. Violence became the language of the day. And worse, these fallen Watchers began to share secrets meant only for heaven. Azazel, one of the chief among them, taught men to forge swords, knives, and shields. The art of war was born, and with it, endless slaughter. Others taught charms and enchantments, divination and astrology. They taught the signs of the stars, the motions of the sun and moon, the use of herbs for sorcery, and even the crafting of ornaments to seduce the heart. Knowledge that was meant to remain hidden now spread like poison among men. The world darkened, sin multiplied, and the cries of the innocent rose to heaven. I often pause here and ask myself, what would I have felt if I were living in those days? Would I have trembled in fear at the sight of giants roaming the land? Would I have been seduced by the forbidden knowledge, or would I have clung to the true God? Heaven, however, could not wait longer. The four mighty archangels, Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, and Uriel, looked down and saw the corruption. Their hearts ached, for creation itself groaned. So they ascended to the throne of the Most High and cried, "Lord of lords, King of kings, God of ages, see what Azazel has done. See how Samjaza has led astray those whom you created. The earth is filled with blood, and the cries of men rise unceasingly. Shall you not act?" And the Lord of hosts answered. His judgment was swift. To Raphael he said, "Bind Azazel hand and foot, cast him into darkness, cover him with rough stones in the desert of Dudael, that he may see no light until the great judgment." To Gabriel he said, "Go against the bastards and the reprobates, the children of fornication. Destroy the sons of the watchers, the Nephilim, for they oppress my creation." To Michael he said, "Take Samjaza and his companions, who united with the daughters of men, bind them under the hills of the earth for 70 generations until the day of their judgment." Thus the decree went forth. The giants were slaughtered in a great war, and though their bodies perished, their spirits roamed the earth as wandering demons, unclean spirits, enemies of mankind. And here enters Enoch. I picture myself in his shoes, a man chosen not for strength, but for closeness to God. The Lord called him to stand between heaven and the fallen. Enoch was sent to deliver a message of doom to the watchers. Imagine the fear! One man, mortal, walking into the presence of radiant but fallen beings, now trembling as they awaited their fate. And Enoch declared, "You shall find no peace, nor forgiveness. Your petition shall not be granted, for you left the high heaven and defiled yourself with women. You beg for your sons, but they shall perish. You will see their destruction. You will be bound until the end." The watchers wept. They begged. They pleaded. They asked Enoch to intercede on their behalf. But the answer from God was final. No mercy, no pardon. And so, part one of this tale ends here, with Azazel bound in darkness, Samjaza chained beneath the hills, the Nephilim slain, and Enoch rising as a prophet and scribe. But the story does not end, for Enoch himself will be taken up into the heavens. He will be shown visions of the sun and moon, the secrets of the stars, the storehouses of the winds, and the final destiny of the wicked and the righteous. And what he sees next is beyond imagination. Would you follow me further into the heavens themselves?
Have you ever longed to see what lies beyond the veil? To glimpse the mysteries hidden from mortal eyes, the secrets of the stars, the order of the heavens, the final judgment of angels and men? In part one, we saw the watchers fall, the Nephilim destroyed, and Azazel chained in darkness. But what happened to Enoch himself? Why was this man chosen not only to deliver judgment, but to behold the very architecture of creation? Let me take you there. Let me show you what Enoch saw. But prepare yourself, for his visions will shake the way you see the world. One night, as I ponder the cries of the fallen watchers, I feel a great hand upon my shoulder. A light surrounds me. My feet lift from the earth. The angels of God take hold of me, and I am borne aloft, higher and higher, until the earth is but a shadow beneath me. The air grows thin, and yet I do not gasp, for I am clothed in a robe of glory not my own. The angels lead me through the first heaven, then the second, then higher still. I pass through gates of crystal fire, guarded by beings whose radiance blind the eye. And then I hear it, the thunderous song of the cherubim, the unending praise of the seraphim. Their voices shake the pillars of heaven. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole earth is full of his glory. I fall on my face trembling, but the angel beside me lifts me up and says, "Fear not, Enoch. You are chosen to see, to write, and to tell." I am led to chambers of light where mysteries unfold before me. I see the treasuries of the winds, the storehouses of snow and hail, prepared for the day of battle. I see the rivers of fire that flow beneath the throne of God. I see the paths of the sun and the moon, how they move according to appointed times. I see the calendar of heaven, the days and years as written in the heavenly tablets. And I am told, these are the ordinances of creation, set by the Most High. Tell them to the sons of men, that they may know the times and seasons. And then my guide points to the stars. These are the luminaries of heaven. Some remain faithful, moving in their courses, but others have strayed, abandoning their station. For this they shall be bound until the judgment. I realize the watchers are not alone. Even the stars themselves bear witness to rebellion. The angels then lead me to a place of terror. Deep pits, dark and dreadful, where flames leap and chains rattle. Here the watchers are bound, their faces twisted with despair. Samjaza lifts his eyes to me, and though I quake, I hear him cry, "Enoch, scribe of righteousness, plead for us. Tell the Most High we repent." But I know the answer. I shake my head, for their sentence is sealed. 70 generations they will remain in chains until the great day when fire shall consume them. I ask my guide, "Why show me this horror?" He replies, "So that you may warn men. If even angels are not spared when they sin, how shall man escape if he rebels?" And then I am shown another vision, a being of great splendor, once radiant, now marred by pride. His name, Satanel. He was not like the watchers who lusted after women. His sin was different. He exalted himself, desiring the throne of the Most High. He gathered many to follow him, and for this he was cast down. I see him fall like lightning, his wings scorched, his face darkened. Yet his hatred burns fiercer than fire. He prowls, seeking whom he may devour. And I realize, this is the adversary, the Satan, the dragon who will war against the saints until the end. The watchers were bound, their sons destroyed, but Satanel still roams a roaring lion until the appointed time. The visions do not cease. I am shown the end of all things. The heavens themselves shake, the mountains melt like wax, the seas roar and overflow. And then I see it. The throne of glory, high and lifted up, surrounded by 10,000 times 10,000 angels. Books are opened. The righteous are clothed in light. The wicked are cast into fire. And the watchers, the Nephilim, Satanel and his hosts, all are judged. And then a new heaven and a new earth appear. The dwelling of God is with men. The curse is lifted, and the Lamb of God reigns forever. I stand in awe, trembling. I was but a man, yet I was shown the secrets of creation, the rebellion of angels, and the destiny of the world. And now I pass this vision to you. What will you do with it? Will you see the warnings, the hope, the call to holiness? Or will you turn away, like the watchers, chasing desires that lead only to chains? The Book of Enoch is not just an ancient tale. It is a mirror reflecting our own hearts, our own choices, our own destiny. And the question remains, if judgment began with the angels, how shall we stand before the throne of God?